Today's video. Today's going to be an interesting video. I did one like this I guess it was almost a couple months ago. It's not going to be about Larry Hogan, but it's going to be about Nikki Haley. I'm not going to talk about too much. I think y'all can already tell from this banner right here what it's going to be about. But I'm not going to keep rambling on. Let's just watch the video right here.
The railroad tracks divided the town by race. I was the proud daughter of Indian immigrants. Not black, not white. I was different. But my mom would always say your job is not to focus on the differences, but the similarities. And my parents reminded me and my siblings every day how blessed we were to live in America. Some look at our past as evidence that America's founding principles are bad. They say the promise of freedom is just made up. Some think our ideas are not just wrong, but racist and evil. Nothing could be further from the truth. I have seen evil. In China, they commit genocide. In Iran, they murder their own people for challenging the government. And when a woman tells you about watching soldiers throw her baby into a fire, it puts things in perspective. Even on our worst day, we are blessed to live in America. I was born and raised in South Carolina, so I have seen the very best of our country. People here threw out the old, tired political establishment and demanded accountability for their tax dollars. Industry reports called us the beast of the Southeast, which I loved. People came by the thousands for fresh starts. Moms and dads held their heads up high. Children learned that it was always a great day in South Carolina.
It's a great day. It's a great day.
A great day. A great day in South Carolina. We were strong. We were proud. And when evil did come,
police in South Carolina are looking for a gunman following a shooting at a church.
Several victims. We don't know the severity.
We turned away from fear, toward God, and the values that still make our country the freest and greatest in the world. We must turn in that direction again. Republicans have lost the popular vote in 7 out of the last 8 presidential elections. That has to change. Joe Biden's record is abysmal, but that shouldn't come as a surprise. The Washington establishment has failed us over and over and over again. It's time for a new generation of leadership to rediscover fiscal responsibility, secure our border, and strengthen our country, our pride, and our purpose. Some people look at America and see vulnerability. The socialist left sees an opportunity to rewrite history. China and Russia are on the march. They all think we can be bullied, kicked around. You should know this about me. I don't put up with bullies. And when you kick back, it hurts them more if you're wearing heels. I'm Nikki Haley, and I'm running for president.
Well, I'd say that's a pretty good ad. As you all have just seen, watched, and witnessed, Nikki Haley is running for president. It is official this morning, and I'm here right now saying this video is a little bit late, and I apologize, but never late than never. We're here, and we have the second person who has announced their candidacy for president of the United States in the Republican field. It is Nikki Haley as of now and Donald Trump. The former governor of South Carolina versus the former president of the United States. A head-to-head battle as of right now that seems to be quite interesting. Polls have both candidates doing okay in the primaries so far across different states. And Nikki Haley has been shown that she's going to be doing very well in the South, as of Ron DeSantis the same. Donald Trump doing better in more Democratic and Rust Belt states. and it's going to be a very competitive race. If Nikki Haley ends up winning the nominee, there are different scenarios that we might see with her against Joe Biden. Excuse me there for the map that I just cleared. That was from earlier today. But nonetheless, I'm going to give you Nikki Haley's safe states, or I'm going to just go ahead and start naming all the states that Nikki Haley will presumably win if she goes up against Joe Biden or a relatively good Democrat. And as of now, the Democrat Party across many states isn't in the best position for 2024. They aren't in the best position for 2023, not the 2023 midterms, but the 2023 elections come November. They're not in the best position right now. We saw in Nevada that the union workers are going against the Democrat Party and are saying that, well, we're going to start voting Republican. We're fed up with some things that they have put out, said, done. So we've seen that with the gun laws in Michigan and the crazy abortion laws in Minnesota. So there are many key states for the electoral map and the electoral standpoint that are shifting and showing that people are kind of fed up. They don't like what the Democrat Party is doing. And the Democrat Party is screwing themselves over in many of these key states. They're not going to appeal very well to many independents, many moderate Democrats, and many moderate Republicans who would traditionally not vote for someone like Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, or possibly even Nikki Haley. So the Republican Party is in a good position for 2024. It's looking very good and optimistic as of now. And I'm just going to fill in Joe Biden's safe states here, his normal safe states, or any normal Democrats. I don't think Nikki Haley will be able to get Connecticut and New Jersey under an 11-point margin. It'll probably be 14 to 16. And South Carolina will most likely be like 20 to 22 points. So Nikki Haley's likely states include Texas, Florida, Iowa, Ohio, and that is all. So, and then Joe Biden's likely states are going to include New Mexico. I'm sorry, Colorado should be safe. It'll probably be like 13 points. Virginia's going to be likely. New York is going to be safe, and Minnesota is going to be likely. Nikki Haley doesn't have all that great appeal in the Rust Belt. She doesn't have that great of an appeal over here in in Colorado and New Mexico. And with her being from the South, I think that it'll help her in Florida. She's going to get it, probably, I bet money on it, getting it over 5 points. Virginia, with it being more of a southern state, I mean, you could argue that she wouldn't have that much appeal in Virginia, but I do think that some suburbs and maybe some urban areas are going to come out for Nikki Haley, being that she's a younger candidate, the more traditional type of Republican candidate, more moderate. I mean, obviously people vote depending on looks, how they talk, how they dress, how they can appeal themselves. I mean, you have a young 50-year-old woman versus, I wouldn't say younger, a 50-year-old woman, versus an 82-year-old man come 2024. So, if it were me, even if I was an independent, I would probably choose the 50-year-old woman over the 82-year-old man. I mean, there's like a 30-year difference, and honestly, I think that the 40 or 50-year-old woman probably knows how to run the country better than an old guy who looks like he's been dead for like 30 years. So, yeah, that's how a lot of independents are going to start looking at things. Like, okay, I might not like this person's stance on this. I might not like this person's stance on that. But which one looks like they can handle the country better, and which one looks like they're not going to die in office? I mean, come on. Like, there's got to be something going on here, all right? With people thinking that they're like choosing candidates to vote for. So New Hampshire, you could have a different story. It could be likely. It could be lean. There's types of Chris Sununu voters in New Hampshire probably going to come out for Nikki Haley with bigger margins than they would for Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis. It could go to a lean margin. It's very possible, but as of now, I'm going to have it as a likely margin. So moving on Joe Biden will probably win Michigan with a lean margin. And that's about it. Maine at large is going to be likely, and Nebraska's second congressional district will be lean, while Maine's second congressional district will be lean for Nikki Haley. North Carolina will be lean for Nikki Haley, and I believe that is all. So with the tilt states for both candidates, Joe Biden gets Nevada with a tilt margin. I think that those Adam Laxalt, Joe Lombardo voters aren't really going to be that optimistic to vote for Nikki Haley. I mean, they're kind of a mixture of like independent, moderate Democrats and more very conservative candidates, and I think that she'll lag behind in the more suburb, rural areas. I think that's where she's really gonna lag behind. I think she's gonna do well in the urban areas, but after you get past like the more urban slash suburbs, once you get into the big suburbs and then like the rural areas, I think she's just a lost cause for the GOP there. I really don't think she appeals to many very Trumpy conservative candidates. So that's why I have Nevada as of now as tilt Joe Biden, and Arizona is going to be tilt Nikki Haley because of her appeal with like the Doug Ducey type of voters. I think that she can really bring that I think that she could really resonate with Arizona voters. Georgia is tilt for her, being from the South, being that Georgia borders South Carolina, and that she's kind of got that more, I wouldn't say far right, but kind of center right appeal, and Georgia kind of likes people like that, like Brian Kemp, and I think that she'll probably be able to pull it off in Georgia. Also, Wisconsin will probably go to Nikki Haley. I mean, it's really a pure toss-up. I mean, it could go to Joe Biden, but as of now and seeing how the Rust Belt's going, I'm going to give it to Nikki Haley, just give her the benefit of the doubt because of the way Wisconsin's kind of trending. And then Joe Biden wins Pennsylvania. I don't think she can win Pennsylvania. So here's the map: 272 for Nikki Haley, 266 for Joe Biden. There's many states that you could argue with and say that they could go either way. Georgia could go to Joe Biden, Wisconsin could go to Joe Biden, Arizona could go to Joe Biden, or we could have the complete opposite. Nevada goes to Nikki Haley, Pennsylvania goes to Nikki Haley, Michigan goes to Nikki Haley. I mean, she gets Wisconsin. I mean, there's a whole scenario that she could have, but it just depends on how she paints herself, how she brings out her campaign, and how she does with those more moderate to independent voters. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys liked it, hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this and my other content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn the bell notification on so you don't miss a single video when I post it or when it comes out. And with all of that being said, thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.